All right, guys. So one of you sent me an email yesterday that I found to be pretty interesting, right? And it was in response to a video that I did about woke feminist Frosk going off on G4TV about sexism in gaming. Okay, and I thought the email was so interesting that it deserved a kind of video response, because the points that were being brought up in the email, I think, were somewhat valid points. Okay. And the person that sent this email believes that my comments were off base and that I may owe Frosk an apology. Okay. So with that being said, I want to say this. I have responded to this person. We've worked everything out. There's no hard feelings or anything like that whatsoever. This is just me, trying something a little bit different, right? Like directly responding to some of the things that you guys send me, some of the things that you guys say, your feedback, your comments. I'm just responding to that. I think they call this reading fan mail. Okay. Even though I'm not comfortable with the idea of having fans, so I'm going to call it reading viewer mail, right? Viewer mail. So without further ado, before I actually get into the email, I want to remind you guys, just in case you haven't seen the video or you don't know about the situation, here's a little preview of the feminist meltdown that happened on G4TV involving one of their hosts accusing the audience of being sexist. Take a look.
Sexism in gaming.
Here we go again.
Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous host. It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frost!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment. It's not a compliment.
It's weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Oh, crap! Just roll it.
Sexism. Objectify women, hate women, sexist. Sexism, woman. Half of our producers and writers are women. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Gabby. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
All right, guys. So you seen that, you heard that, right? You seen that, you heard that. You should know the gist of what was said during that rant, okay? So now we're going to get into this email that was sent to me, right? About my response to this rant. It says, "Hi, Greg. Just responding to your YouTube about the G4 host losing her mind. I would be acting just like her if people were targeting me for remarks about not being bangable and not worth jerking off to. Frankly, I'd be glad to know that they aren't doing that, but if they were regularly posting things like that in response to me, I'd be upset by how vulgar they were being. Now, to be honest, is she really that unattractive? And do you honestly think this is about that or her being disgusted that she's targeted by comments like that? And what if people were doing that to you? We guys are lucky that most females don't act like this, but guys do act this way, which would get under our skin as well, because gay guys would likely talk like that about us, and I don't think you want that kind of talk any more than she does. But I give the devil his due when a woman complains because men are objectifying her and she finds it repulsive. I don't really see her response being about guys saying whether she is bangable or not, as it is that they single her out for that kind of talk. I watch and share your videos a lot because I think you're a very intelligent dude, and I agree with most of what you have to say. But here, I think you missed the mark and you may owe the woman an apology. I consider myself an independent centrist who leans to the right, and when feminists go off the rails, I do tend to go after them like you did here. But when they're correct, I support them, as if a woman wants to be objectified, I feel that's her right. But if you do it when she clearly doesn't want that, she has the same right. And here she's popping off, letting male viewers know she doesn't like or want this type of juvenile and disgusting behavior. I actually don't think the other women mentioned in this topic from G4's past would like being spoken to like this if they were ripping their panties off. Just enjoy the show like they mean you to, and be polite when you feel the need to tell them that they're beautiful and you enjoy the show. All right, so with that being said, I think this viewer here brought up some good points. Okay, now keep in mind, I've already responded to this viewer. We've, talked about this, worked this out. Okay, not a big deal at all. I just feel like the points that he was making was worth making a video to because it's an interesting conversation. And I've thought about them. And upon further reflection regarding my comments about, you know, this person yesterday, I do not apologize, right? I do not apologize, okay? I 100% stand by the things that I said in the original video, okay? And the reason why is because what people have to understand when you are a so-called public figure, when you're behind a camera, when you're on the internet, okay, is that people are going to say mean things about you, right? They're going to say mean things about you. Now, does that mean that I condone or endorse anything that those people are saying in the chat to her, okay, about her looks? No, I don't, right? Obviously, I don't, okay? Obviously, I think that talking about a woman in a way that, you know, objectifies her in a way that's, you know, inappropriate, obviously, is not good, okay? However, at the same time, that's just what comes with the territory of being on the internet, whether you are a man or a woman, okay? And in regards to the comment about the other host, the past host, the women that allegedly are more bangable than this current host in the past, and them not liking those comments either. Listen, here's the thing. Those women played their role.
All right, thank you. That's enough. We'll call you. We'll call you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am the green screen girl. I can be anywhere around the world. I got my eyesight camera and my clipboard folder. I can hang out in Russia or go skiing in Boulder. I don't care how it looks or about elocution, cause the internet video's in low.
Wonderful. Mark here will be reading James Bond's lines.
Hello, Snoresbury.
I'll be reading the stage direction. Whenever you're ready.
All right.
Oh, Strawberry, I can't wait to plow your fields.
Oh, James, you had me at plow.
They embrace.
Oh, James! Oh, look at that! Oh, you're so hot!
That's not in the
your
script.
gun is so big, and by gun, I mean...
Right, where they basically acted like sexual objects, okay? Now, apparently, they were also very knowledgeable as well about games, about, you know, tech and all that stuff. So it is what it is, but those women knew what they were doing. And G4 knew what they were doing when they was marketing those women that way, right? In a sexual way. So G4 kind of signed up for this when they invited people to make these type of comments to women based off the past hosts they've had that have been women, right? And then they want to woke virtue signal about sexism. I think it's kind of misguided in my opinion. It's kind of misguided, right? And again, the past women hosts on this show, they may not have liked those comments, but they didn't go on TV and rant about those comments. They simply just kept doing their jobs. They ignored it. But regardless, you're going to get this type of, you know, response and trolling in different shapes, forms, and sizes. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of the equivalent of me doing what she did. Okay, this is a real example. Before, when I actually did live streams in the past, I had somebody in one of my live stream chats that kept using the N-word with the hard ER. Okay, now people in the chat were freaking out about it. They was like, oh, you know, this is ridiculous. You need to ban him. You know, you can't be using that term here. You know, it's disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here like, I kind of don't want to ban him, right? Because I believe in free speech that much. Okay, even though what he was saying wasn't necessarily something I liked, but I was just like, whatever, right? Like, it is what it is. He has the right to say those things if he wants to say that. If he's calling me the N-word, it is what it is. I'm not going to get butthurt about it, right? And I believe in free speech so much that I didn't even want to kick the dude out. Now, maybe one of the moderators kicked it out. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened to the person. But I guess what I'm saying is that what she did would be the equivalent of me coming out the next day and making a video complaining about how all of you guys are racist because one person said the N-word in a live stream, right? That's literally what the equivalent would be. But I would never do that because I know that you guys aren't racist, one, And two, because I understand that that is what comes with being on the internet, right? People are gonna say all types of effed up stuff to you. Okay, I wake up in the morning sometimes, and I wake up to Twitter. People will randomly at me at Twitter and call me Uncle Tom, call me a, you know all the words they use for black conservatives, right? People that think differently. Okay, all the words they use, but I never come up here and complain about it because it simply doesn't bother me that much, right? I understand this space. I understand what comes with the territory of doing what I do. And ultimately, at the end of the day, my criticism of Frost comes from that same place. It's like, listen, am I as, I don't know, well known as she is? Probably not. But with that being said, I've dealt with some of the things that she's dealt with, right? Even being called ugly, right? When I was growing up, I was called fat and ugly all the time. But I had a glow up and I look better than most of the guys and girls that was calling me fat and ugly growing up. And I bet some of them wish they could be with me right now, right? But it's something that I had to just deal with. I learned how to grow thick skin, okay? I learned how to grow thick skin. And when you're in this space, you have to grow thick skin. So my criticism of her is not me necessarily endorsing anything that is said to her at all. What it is that, hey, she has to understand that she's in this space. And when you're in this space, people are going to say stuff like that. Okay? Like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to berate your audience and then end up basically losing a whole lot of your audience, which is what's happening to G4TV right now? A lot of people are unsubscribing from them. They get a whole lot of hate for this. Or are you supposed to handle it in a mature fashion, right? Either take it in stride or ignore the comments and move on. Okay? And I feel like I've watched enough meltdowns over the internet over the past few weeks when it comes to this, when it comes to Jack Murphy, well, I've clearly learned that, you know what? The worst way to handle criticism on the internet is melting down, right? You cannot melt down. You have to keep your composure and deal with the criticism that you're getting in a way that's professional and that's not going to piss a lot of people off, right? This mistake that Jack Murphy made was melting down at that girl, Sydney Watson, for asking him about his history of being a cuck. Okay, in which all he had to do is say, hey, you know what? This is what I did in the past. I used to like seeing my, girlfriend, wife, or whatever get banged out by other dudes. Now I'm a real man, right? Continue to buy my courses. That's all he really had to say. Okay, but he didn't do that. He melted down instead and started going after people left and right, blocking people, censoring people, doing all types of stuff that, in my opinion, has cost him dearly, right? It has cost him dearly because he melted down, because he did not know how to handle criticism. He did not know how to handle people coming after him on the internet, right? So really, in my opinion, my criticism of Frost there doesn't really come from a place of, me, again, endorsing anything that's being said to her. Obviously not. It's really me giving her real talk advice, saying that, hey, if you're going to be in this space, if you're going to be on TV, this is just what you got to deal with. Okay? Because otherwise, if you can't handle it well, what happens is what's happening right now, right? With G4TV and all the drama going on there. Okay? You lose your fan base. People don't want to support you anymore because you just flat out just lecture the audience and basically call them all sexist, right? Because you had a few trolls in the chat, saying some things that was effed up, right? So, listen, here's the thing. Again, I don't apologize. I actually feel like my commentary on the situation was actually giving her some good advice, right? In terms of, hey, you just got to understand this comes with the territory, right? And it is what it is. But I thought that the email that was sent to me was interesting enough to respond to. I think a lot of people don't really understand how thick of a skin you need to actually be on the internet and to do this stuff. So, hey, it is what it is. I like you guys send me emails and stuff. If you like this type of stuff, maybe I'll do more of these where I kind of respond to your emails. I respond to your comments or whatever. And, go from there. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.